I'm Paul Barron, and I'm in search of amazing food, stellar service, and that unforgettable experience. Welcome to Table 42.
All right, so here we are at Q in the heart of Wynwood, and this is a restaurant that kind of has a different look and feel. I get a chance to come here often, so I kind of know the menu a bit more. They've got this great cauliflower dish, had before, unbelievable. Still one of my favorites. So if you're really hungry, the Wagyu beef brisket, it takes up a whole plate. They smoke it in that amazing smoker back there. But tonight, I think I'm gonna go with something a little bit lighter, and we're gonna go with a tuna tataki. I think that's gonna be a good one to start with. Perfect, thank you. Perfect portion size. You can actually share this, I think, as well. As you can kind of see, pull in a lot of the different flavors in it that they've put together. The roasted bell peppers. This is really a great dish, I think, that Chef Michael has constructed as really kind of a good start to your evening. So whether it's cocktails or something like that, Q has definitely got it going on. So here's to Chef Michael and his partner Steven. Let's try this. Perfect.
With our seasonal cocktail, Guatemala trade winds, infused with our Marin miso honey. Enjoy.
Nice. Guatemala trade winds. I like that name.
We like to keep them fun names and interesting and pretty garnishes, and it's all fresh fruit. It's a nice tasty cocktail.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys are all about the community, Stephen. I love the whole concept of kind of connecting to a global community. Was that something that was kind of a mission from the beginning for you too?
Definitely, definitely. It's we love the environment and we love the community. One of my favorite things about Wynwood, our bread comes from Zach the Baker just around the corner, 2 blocks away. Yep. Coffee comes from Panther, 2 blocks that way.
Perfect.
So we try and get everything as close as possible.
So the name is very unique. What was kind of the backstory to that?
We were playing around with a few names. We had the concept, now we had a space, and we knew that those two were going to work. Finally, one day we were talking about Yakiniku, which is, the Japanese word for Korean barbecue, but we're doing American style. And I think it was one day around, maybe it was like 4 a.m. I sent Steven a text saying Q, but spelling it KYU. And I think I got like a thumbs up emoji, and then next thing you know, here we were.
From a design theme, was that all done in-house? What was the approach there?
Everything was done in-house. When Michael and I met up again, Michael had the menu, and we sat down together and we discussed both of us wanting to open a restaurant, and we both kind of knew how we wanted the restaurant to look.
Right.
So we found this space, we both loved it. We came in, we did the design on the back of a napkin over a beer, and we made it happen really quickly in a short period of time.
Wow.
We just love organic, natural materials, and they got the organic and the industrial. It was a real fun process putting it together. Yeah.
We came back here to do a little cook and prep, so I want to see kind of the behind the scenes of Q. So let's start with something. What do you got in mind?
So I was working on the cauliflower dish. So we roast all the cauliflower whole.
Right.
Obviously, and then just kind of reheat it for plating. So here we just have some fresh goat cheese.
Okay.
It's seasoned lightly with just a little bit of salt and cayenne pepper.
Perfect.
And then a green chili and herb vinaigrette. And it's super simple. Just whole roasted cauliflower right on top. Yeah. And then just a little bit of fresh Malden sea salt for crunch factor and extra seasoning. A little bit of olive oil. Olive oil is 2 parts. It keeps everything kind of moist and juicy. Also, you see I drizzle it a little bit in the sauce.
Yep.
The sauce has quite a bit of a kick to it.
Okay.
So that kind of mellows it all out again. That and the goat cheese, once you chop it all up and mix it all up at the table, will mellow out that heat. It's still there, but it's not fire.
And what is it in the sauce that's giving it the kick?
So there's jalapenos and shishitos.
All right.
So a bunch of different chilies in there, roasted and everything. Truth is, this dish came from experience I had with John George when I was helping him in Paris. and he took me out for lunch, and we went to a place, and I was like, cool, you know, we're going out to lunch with John George, you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we're going here, and I was to see like chauffle outside. I was like, chef, are we eating cauliflower for lunch? He's like, yes. I was like, but only cauliflower for lunch? He's like, yes, but you're gonna love it. And again, this was like 12, 15 years ago.
Right.
So I was like, okay, whatever. It was delicious. Super simple, like just a whole roasted cauliflower, a little bit of olive oil and sea salt, and I think a wedge of lemon on the side.
Okay.
And it was amazing. And somehow I remembered this dish, you know, for the past 12 years and decided to tweak a little bit, give it a little Asian influence over here.
Right.
And truth, when I was coming up with this dish, when I was coming up with the whole menu, I didn't know the cauliflower scene that was exploding, you know, in the world at the time. And yeah, it seems that everyone has cauliflower on the menu now, but when I was doing it, I didn't think anything of it.
All right, chef, so here we are in what is the smoker station, it feels like.
Yes. We're gonna do the whole roasted beef short rib.
Okay,
right?
all right,
so
let's get to
the idea behind this dish was similar to the Korean style Haigh.
Okay.
So marinated short rib, sweet soy sauce, garlic.
Yep.
More of a traditional Korean barbecue style restaurant.
Right.
They do the thin slices that have been marinated and kind of cook them at the table or maybe in the back as well.
Right.
So what we did was we took more of a American style barbecue approach. The you know, the kind of central Texas slow and low with big pieces of beef. And it's served with the lettuce leaves and the herbs. So the idea is like you can just attack it like any regular barbecue, right?
Right.
So we have the Korean barbecue sauce. This one's sweet and spicy. Here we have a habanero sauce.
Okay.
This is more traditional, like a Carolina barbecue sauce. So this one's more vinegar based, but it has a nice kick to it. This one, this has some fire to it. That's the hot one.
Okay.
And then we have what we call the Yakiniku, which is a Japanese style barbecue sauce. Yakiniku is actually the Japanese term for Korean barbecue, which I think really encompasses what we do. I'm gonna open up this bad boy.
What's the roasting time for these?
Really depends on the size. The short ribs are anywhere between, 6 to 10 hours.
Okay.
The brisket's anywhere between 8 to 14 hours.
All right.
In there.
And what are you smoking this with?
So this is old oak. Obviously, oak is a bit protected in Florida, as it should be.
Right.
But we only use the old oak, so that's anything that's already fallen down or is getting ready to fall in somebody's house.
Gotcha.
Because wood is a sustainable product, right? You can always plant new ones. We plant about 5 trees for every tree that we personally burn. And we work very closely with Trees for the Future. And they plant them worldwide.
In selecting the beef, what is the process for this?
And obviously we're going for, the big, what they call a 6x9 short rib, right? The bigger plate beef rib that we can get, the longer we can cook it, the more tender it's going to be.
Really stacked high.
Yeah, super juicy. Trim it up just a little bit here.
Okay.
Take it off the bone. I still give them everything, but just make it a little bit more
easier to handle.
Chopstick friendly.
Yeah. Gotta love that. Okay, perfect placement.
Put it back on there and make it look like you didn't even cut it.
Oh, beautiful. Man, these have been some really awesome dishes you've shown us back here.
Super happy.
Thanks so much for letting me invade the kitchen.
All right.
It's been great seeing you.
Thank you.